All right, here we go, guys. What's going on? Super excited about this. So, basically, just to give some quick background, the other day I had posted something on my Instagram about consistency. It was a quote that I might as well just bring up for you and share with you again to repeat so you filled in on the blanks. But the quote was from a book that I had read, which I highly recommend. The book is Mindset by Carol Dweck. And one of the things that she talks about in the book is setbacks, right? A lot of people, who are on this like trajectory for growth, I mean, anyone really is going to go through setbacks. But the difference between the people that continue to grow and the people that stop growing is how you deal with the setbacks, right? So one thing that she asks is, setbacks will happen, but instead of beating yourself up, ask, what can I learn from this? And what can I do, or what will I do next time I'm in this situation, right? So in my post, I had talked about how that statement is highly relevant to consistency. And consistency, I think, is probably one of the hardest things for any of us to do. Like, we see so many, we have goals, we have dreams, whether it's, career, whether it's fitness, whether it's relationships, we have goals that we want to achieve. And I think the easiest thing to look at is fitness. Like, you might have a fitness goal and you might, let's say it's a New Year's resolution. You'll follow that goal or that plan for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. But what happens after 4 weeks? There's a really good chance that that goal falls off, right? But again, that's just fitness. We have goals for everything that we do in our lives. So in the trainings that I want to share with you guys, I want to share 4 things that I do that have helped me considerably maintain consistency. And the reason why I want to do this is because consistency is something that I had struggled with tremendously in the past, and I had to kind of figure out how to become more consistent, how to work, towards my goals every single day, especially the days I don't want to, right? And I came up with these 4 things that I'd love to share with you, and I'm super excited to share with you, which are right over here. So today we're going to talk about due dates, and over the next couple of days I'm going to share about accountability, going smaller, systems that serve you. Excuse me. So just to give like a high-level overview on these 4 things. So due dates, we'll talk about that in more depth today. But accountability, you need some sort of mechanism that will help you, or even a person that will help you stay accountable towards the goals that you're trying to achieve. The second thing, or the third thing, is going smaller, right? A lot of times we have these huge goals that we want to achieve, and big goals can be kind of scary sometimes. But the truth is, big goals are just a series of small goals stacked up against each other, right? So again, we'll talk about that a little bit later. And then the final thing is systems that serve you, right? We all know that we're going to have these dips in our lives. We're going to have these times where we're going to go, we're going to go negative. Like, we want to grow, but we're going in the negative direction. So you need to establish systems in your life that help you continue the growth for a longer period of time, and then shorten the gaps that you're not growing as fast. So we'll talk about those 3 on another day. Today I want to dive into due dates and share a real life example from my own life to show you and hopefully make the example more clear and make the value more clear about why due dates are so important. And the best thing that I thought I could do is share an example from my own company, which is the goals that I have set for myself for this year. So forget about this little graph over here for a second, okay? And let's just focus on this, right? So the goal, or that top part, my goal for 2020 for my company was, and for those who don't know, I have an advertising company, and we focus on lead generation and customer acquisition. So lead generation plus customer. I should have put more of a space there, but you guys get it. Okay? Oh my God, really bad spelling. Acquisition. You guys know what I'm saying. Lead gen plus customer acquisition. So if you're in business, or you're related, you have anything to do with business, you understand that any business needs a lifeline of new customers. And the only way to really get new customers is to develop leads, okay? But leads alone are not enough. You need to turn those leads into paying customers, and that's where customer acquisition comes into play. So that's just a quick background so you understand what exactly is going on here. But again, so my goal for the end of the year is to get for my clients, 600 new patients per month. That's across all of my clients, not just one client, all of my clients. And that's the goal for the year. So I have a very set timeline on that. And I know by the end of this year, December 31st, 2020, I need to be able to figure out how to get that many patients into my clients' businesses every single month, okay? So the first thing that I do is I ask myself, okay, how do I do that, right? Like, how is that possible? And keep in mind, I had planned, this video is it's April 28th, so basically end of the month. So we're over here right now. But in the beginning of the year, the first thing I did was plan, okay? And basically what I'm doing every single month, or what I had planned for every month, was a way to help me systematically break down a big goal and create small goals that line up towards that big goal. So you have your yearly goals, you have your monthly goals, you have your weekly, and you have your daily. Okay, so I had already set my yearly goal, okay? That's 600 new patients a month. My monthly goal, I broke down that yearly goal and figured out, okay, if I plan and test my content for the first 2 months, then the months after that, the next 10 months of the year, if I add 60 new patients every single month, right? So 60, 60, 60, 60, it's, 60 patients in March, that's plus another 60 in April, that's 120, plus another 60 in May, that's 180, over and over and over again, all the way to December. By the end of the year, if you add all of these up, right, that's 600 patients a month, okay? So again, I'm giving you this example, but the focus is on due dates and why the due dates are so important. So now that I know my yearly goal, I also can map out how I can achieve my monthly goal in a way that's actually reasonable, right? I'm not saying, go get 600 patients by March. I'm saying just get 60 patients by March, but do it consistently every single month until the end of the year. So now I have my monthly goal. And then on my weekly goal, again, I'm not going to go into that much detail in this, but then once I have my monthly goal, I can ask myself, okay, what do I have to do every single week in order to achieve my monthly goal? So now I have my weekly goal set up. And then I can go down even further into my daily goal, okay? So I know what do I have to do right now? What do I have to do today to achieve my weekly goal? And the way it should work is when you have your daily goal should lie, you started with your yearly goal, right? So this is, I just want to share something, right? This is general, and this is going down towards specific. Okay, and I'll tie this into why due dates are so important in a second, but I just want to give the whole picture first. So I have my daily goal. My daily goal lines up with my weekly goal. If I hit my daily goal every day, I should hit my weekly goal, right? If I hit my weekly goal every day, I should hit my monthly goal, right? Makes sense? And then if I hit my my monthly goal every month, I should hit my yearly goal, okay? Now, the point of this is that I have a very definite, specific plan to hit all of my goals, okay? And if I am above my goal or below my goal, I know that I need to adjust in some way to maintain that growth, to maintain that momentum to hit my goal by the end of the year, all right? And that's really, it sounds simple that I'm saying it, but it's kind of supposed to be simple, right? It doesn't have to be that complicated or crazy. You just need something that, right now, again, let's just go even more specific, right? Right now it's the end of April. Okay. Unfortunately, this whole coronavirus has slowed things down significantly, so I'm behind on my goal. So I have to figure out ways, or this month I had to figure out ways that I could keep the momentum back or grow even faster at a faster rate from May all the way to the end of the year, because I'm not going to be able to hit these goals. I didn't hit those goals this month, right? So the reason why the due dates are important is because I can see that, if we went back to January, right, I was able to plan. That was fine. February, I had created content and I tested it for lead generation and customer acquisition. And some of it worked, some of it didn't work, right? So what did work, I kept. What didn't work, I adjusted and tried to fix so that it did work. March came along, things started to work out in the beginning of the month, but then it took a dive for the worse when the whole coronavirus issue came, which, is fine. But now I have to look at my goal and look at my month in April. I have to look at my month in both March and April and figure out, okay, what can I do now so that I can compensate for the slowdown that all of us had just went through. And that's kind of how I'm planning my goals. That's how I'm planning my milestones. And these are little milestones that are adding up to a much bigger milestone, and they're all set by a specific due date. I know that if I can't achieve my goal in May or June, July, August, September, there's no way I'm going to achieve my yearly goal by the end of the year for 2020. So the purpose of putting a due date on your goals is simply to make it real, right? It doesn't give you an excuse to kind of say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. You don't have tomorrow. You only have today. And when you put the due date on your goal, it makes it really real. It makes it, it makes that plan kind of come to life, right? The cliche is a goal without a due date is a goal without a due date is a dream, right? And I don't really like sharing cliches, but like this is the example for why, right? If I don't have these due dates for March, April, May, June, etc. set, then there's no way I'm going to achieve that goal. So that's really the purpose of setting goals. It's really to make your plan come to life, and it's to turn any goal that you have, right, into a matter of execution. If there's a question, like this is actually a really important point. I'm gonna finish off on this because I don't want to make these too long. I want to make them quick and really useful. The question you should be asking yourself is, how do you turn your plan? I turn my goals into a game of execution. Okay? You want to be able to ask yourself, okay, you want to be able to create a plan with specific due dates, all right? And you want to be able to ask yourself, how do I turn this plan into a game of execution where the only factor left is my ability to commit and execute on this plan successfully, right? Now, at this point, I'm the only factor holding myself back from these goals. I know that these goals are attainable. I know that these little milestones are achievable. And I know that if I achieve these little milestones consistently over every single month, I will hit my annual goal, right? And then it becomes a question of, right, I just turned my plan into a question of how do I turn my goals into a game of execution. So that's the first training. Set goals. It is probably one of the most important things you can do, just because it brings everything to life, right? So I hope this is helpful. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about accountability and a couple things that you can do to keep yourself more accountable. I've talked about them before, but I'll go a little bit more in depth tomorrow. But that's it for today. And I think if you have any questions, seriously, like ask me, email me. I'll share my email information. Honestly, I'll even share my phone number just because I feel like texting is a more personable way to reach out and communicate. But if this is something that you already do, great. If you have another system that you work with that you really enjoy, I'm actually curious to hear about it, just because I'd love to learn, right? But that's what I have for you guys today. I hope this helps. And I only do have one ask, actually. I don't really ask for anything, but I do want people to share this. I want other people to learn about this. So if you think this is helpful, if you feel like this is something that can help you, just share it with someone. Think, whoever comes to mind, share it with them, and I will be eternally grateful for that. But anyway, that's my only ask. I hope this is helpful, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Ask questions if you have questions. I'd love to hear from you. Talk soon.